This homeless drunkard gained incredible superpowers and decided to save the world. Let's find out what happened next from the recap of the movie Hancock. A chase with gunfire takes place on the street of Los Angeles. The cops are trying to catch the gang of robbers. Cars are ramming into each other, lots of gunshots are heard, and it looks like real mayhem. In the meantime, a man named John Hancock is sleeping sweetly on the street bench. There are several empty bottles lying around. He is awakened by one of the local kids. The boy asks John to help the cops. It sounds interesting, but what can an average homeless drunkard do? Hancock puts on his sunglasses, takes another bottle, and flies into the sky. Oh, he's a real superhero. The man is flying between skyscrapers of Los Angeles like Spider-Man, but collides with a flock of birds and then nearly crashes into an airplane. However, he doesn't drop the bottle. After destroying several road signs and causing a couple of serious accidents, Hancock finally catches up with the robbers. They fire a lot of bullets at John, but he's a superhero, remember. Bullets don't hurt him. The villains break his glasses and bottle, and that's when Hancock becomes enraged. He grabs their car and throws it in the air, tossing it around like a ball, and then finally brings it down. That was a hard landing. The villains are punished and the city is greatly damaged. Instead of gratitude, Hancock is scolded for the massive destruction. Still, the man doesn't care. A pretty girl joins him at the bar, and John leaves with her. The protagonist shows his new girlfriend his house, and the girl immediately starts hitting on him. Hancock warns that doing this with him is very dangerous, and he's not lying. Well, at least she's alive. Not wanting to take any more risks, the girl flees his house. Yeah, it's hard to be a Superman. Let's meet another character. This is a young advertising specialist named Ray Embry. He offers big corporations a new project, All Heart, according to which they will provide free medicine to the sick, help the poor, and do other good deeds. But of course, businessmen love money more than anything else, so they call Ray's idea stupid, and the man himself is considered crazy. Ray is frustrated, yet he doesn't give up hope. He drives home, talks to his wife on the phone, and drops a cup of coffee. We see that his car is standing in traffic on the railroad tracks, and the train is rushing towards it. The man has no chance to get out in time, but luckily he is saved by Hancock. He throws the car with Ray away, and it lands right on top of several other vehicles. The cars are wrecked, the train is also turned into scrap metal, but all the people are alive. They berate Hancock for yet another disaster, and there's only one person who is grateful for his rescue. It's Ray. The man invites the superhero over. That's where John meets Ray's wife Mary and his son Aaron, and even has a nice dinner. Hancock devours the spaghetti with gusto. The boy tells the hero about a local bully, Michael, who constantly offends him. Hancock advises Aaron to beat up the insolent guy, while Mary strongly opposes solving the conflict in this way. Ray suggests that Hancock changes his public image, from an ill-mannered alcoholic lifesaver to a perfect superhero. He leaves Hancock his business card, but the latter obviously doesn't like the idea. The next day, the protagonist lands outside of Ray's house again. The local bully Michael calls Hancock a jerk. Oh, this is the same kid who constantly insults Aaron. After hearing the word jerk one more time, a furious Hancock sends Michael into a long flight. Ray shows up and invites Hancock into his house again. There, he shows the superhero some footage of his misbehavior, such as breaking into an ice cream truck or throwing a grey whale right onto a yacht. It's no wonder that he's not much appreciated. Mary and Aaron return home. The woman turns on the TV and we are shown another news report about Hancock. It turns out that the protagonist has already received 600 subpoenas. Ray comes up with a cunning plan. First, Hancock, as a law-abiding citizen, is supposed to confess all his sins and go to jail for all the damage he has done to the people. In prison, Hancock faces the criminals who ended up there because of him, and realizes that they are willing to get revenge. They try to beat him up, but needless to say, it ends up very badly for the bandits. Ray visits the hero and informs him that he is sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment. Hancock is not satisfied with this and intends to break free. However, Ray manages to change his mind. The man teaches Hancock various techniques that can be used to increase his popularity, including attending psychotherapy sessions, careful takeoffs and landing, wearing a special superhero suit, and respecting the police. One day, Hancock gets a visit from Mary and Aaron. They bring the protagonist a delicious meal and a dinosaur toy. Meanwhile, the crime rate in the city is skyrocketing. Soon, the police call Hancock for help. A gang of criminals has taken hostages during a bank heist. The police fail to arrest the robbers. Hancock appears near the bank in a matter of minutes. He flies carefully and doesn't even crash into the skyscrapers. He's wearing a superhero suit, and instead of being rude, he praises the cops for their bravery. Hancock rescues an injured policewoman and flies into the bank. The main thug is holding an explosive device. If he pushes the button, the lives of all the hostages will be over. The criminal demands Hancock to open the vault and give him the money, but instead the hero leaves the robber without a hand. The people are saved, no one is hurt. Grateful citizens greet him with applause, not insults as they did before. Hancock is now a national hero. The people of Los Angeles are crazy about him. Ray tells Hancock about his marriage at dinner. It turns out that Mary is his second wife. Then Hancock admits that he woke up in Miami hospital with a skull fracture many years ago and doesn't remember what happened before that. It's been 80 years since then, but Hancock hasn't changed a bit. The thing is, he doesn't age. Moreover, he still doesn't remember his past. Hancock carries a drunk Ray into the bedroom and goes downstairs to see Mary. Suddenly, they start kissing, at which point Mary throws him through the wall of the house. It turns out that she can fly too, which means Hancock is not the only superhero in Los Angeles. In the morning, Ray notices a hole in the wall. Mary explains that Hancock sneezed too hard yesterday evening. The woman offers her husband to go on vacation. At that moment, Hancock pays them another visit. He is very interested in Mary because she can reveal the secrets of his past. He checks how strong and enduring she is. Wow, this woman is as tough as he is. In the meantime, the criminals in prison still hope to take revenge on Hancock for all the offenses. Mary arrives at the protagonist's place. She claims that they are siblings. Hancock doesn't believe her, and then they have a furious superhero brawl and destroy a part of Los Angeles. Looks like this woman is 100 times stronger than Hancock. Their fight is about to culminate in a real Armageddon. Hancock manages to catch Mary and she screams with rage. The worst thing is that Ray witnesses the fight from a ruined skyscraper. The man returns home and demands an explanation from Hancock and Mary. That's when the woman confesses that she and Hancock had been married for 3,000 years. But she left him 100 years ago, as she thought it would be for the best. Both men are shocked by these news. In the evening, Hancock goes to the store to buy alcohol. There he watches the news report about a group of particularly dangerous criminals escaping prison. The man spots a couple of robbers behind the counter and scatters them all over the place. One of the shoplifters takes the shopkeeper hostage. Hancock picks up a candy from the shelf, and at that moment a shot rings out. Our hero is wounded, but how is that possible? He should be invulnerable. The man is taken to the hospital. The doctors fight for his life. Mary visits Hancock. She tells her ex-husband that superheroes were created in pairs. However, when they are close to each other, they turn into mortal humans and become vulnerable. That's why all the other superheroes are extinct. The only couple left are Mary and Hancock, but they've been together for too long, and any bullet can now be fatal. Meanwhile, criminals who escaped from prison break into the hospital and attack the superheroes. They seriously injure Mary. Hancock fights off the bandits and Ray rushes to his aid. In the meantime, the doctors do their best to save Mary. Hancock is also wounded. All the pain the protagonist feels is shared with Mary. The bullets hitting him hurt her too. The bond between them is incredibly strong. Hancock is about to die, but Ray saves him. Together, they manage to defeat the criminals. Unfortunately, the hero is severely wounded and falls unconscious. Mary also doesn't show any signs of life. Her heart isn't beating. But Hancock is alive. The man opens his eyes with great difficulty, jumps out into the street, and flies away from Mary with his last strength. The further he flies, the stronger he gets. Every jump he takes onto the pavement, vehicle, or skyscraper affects Mary like a defibrillator shock. She comes back to life, and Hancock flies off somewhere in the direction of the moon. It's been a month. Ray is walking with Mary and Aaron along the embankment. Hancock calls Ray on the phone and asks him to look up at the sky. Ray notices the symbol of his project, a red heart on the moon. At that moment, Hancock, wearing a superhero suit, jumps off the roof of a skyscraper and flies over the street of Los Angeles. We see the police surrounding another criminal. The thug grabs a woman and takes her hostage. Hancock arrives, and it looks like the villain is not happy to see him at all. He makes fun of his suit and even calls him a freak. Hancock responds with a sly smile.